Alright guys, now that we have this RX 6600 gaming PC all booted up and ready to go, let's talk about a couple benchmarks real quick. Now we decided to test this PC in a couple of titles, those being Call of Duty Warzone, Splitgate, Borderlands 3, and Apex Legends. First up in Warzone on medium-high settings at 1080p, we averaged about 100 plus FPS, with a few dips below 100. Overall, the RX 6600 looks like a really good card. The main thing that's going to be the determining factor whether or not this card's going to be a good seller is its price, its actual price, not just the MSRP that AMD is advertising, and its inventory, because the 6600 XT, while be it had a little bit better inventory, was still plagued by the GPU silicon shortage that we're having right now, not making it a very good buy. But I think this card, for just being a little bit slower than the 6600 XT, offers some pretty good value for the money, again, if you can actually get it, and you're easily able to play games like Warzone without no problems whatsoever on medium-high settings at 1080p, and I'd imagine on medium settings at 1440p you would still definitely get a 60 FPS experience. Next up in Splitgate, which is our esports title of choice, we got 300 plus FPS on max settings. We did have some weird artifacting issues, but do keep in mind we are using pre-launch drivers. We're filming this video before the graphics cards actually release, so this driver probably would fix this in future games, so keep that in mind. But Splitgate is an esports title that we love to play and is very similar in terms of demand to a game like Fortnite, Valorant, and things like that. So definitely expect this i5-10400 and RX 6600 to give you an easy 144 Hz 1080p gaming experience in all those esports titles. Next up is Borderlands 3 with the built-in benchmark, which is our AAA benchmark of choice. On high settings at 1080p, we averaged 81 FPS. Borderlands 3 has a very demanding built-in benchmark, and it's normally more demanding than the actual game itself, so getting 81 FPS on high settings is actually very good. I see this thing being great for like medium-high settings, 1080p, 144 Hz, or if you want a good locked 60 FPS but better visual look on like 1440p, you could easily do that with this graphics card, and again, it makes for a good offering as long as the stock is there. And last but certainly not least is Apex Legends, which I've had a lot of issues with on a lot of different PCs in the arenas mode. Let me know down below if anyone else is having issues where you load into the arenas and it's very, very stuttery for like the first round. Then after that, it's perfectly fine. For the last round, I actually had an average of over 140 FPS. But regardless, it works after everything loaded in. I do lean more towards that being a game issue than a system issue. But regardless, the pairing of the 6600 and 10400 makes a whole lot of sense. You could easily go with the Ryzen 5 5600X as well if you really wanted to, but we think the value for money is still there with the i5-10400. So overall, this build was really, really cool. I absolutely love this Thermaltake case. It's very different from anything else on the market, and as you can tell, the thermals were really good. Nothing really getting above 60 degrees Celsius, which is very impressive for a system that doesn't have a whole lot of fans in it, but has just a lot of ventilation all the way around it and a pretty good design. So if you want to pick any of the stuff up from today's video, link in the description down below will be an affiliate link and it will help us out. How about we bring Jackson back in here to wrap this video up real quick?